Hey everybody, welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. This is Miami Minute, where we cover my favorite team, the Miami Dolphins, and it is, unfortunately, a rather somber Miami Minute, given that the Dolphins lost 34-3 to the Tennessee Titans. First and foremost, congratulations to the Titans for winning the AFC South, with the Raiders beating the Colts in their game. The Titans are a very good, very rootable team. So I guess if we had to be eliminated by somebody, it is what it is. And I know the Dolphins are technically still alive at this very moment while recording, but it's very unlikely that the Dolphins are going to make the playoffs. So they fall to 8-8 after their 7-game win streak comes to an end, following their 7-game losing streak. They have a chance next week to win a 9th game to finish out the season with a winning record. But, it'll be tough against the Patriots who, while they did, win today and secured their playoff spot, they probably want to beat Miami. I don't know if they can really improve necessarily on their playoff positioning, but, that's all we'll see. This is a very just disappointing game as a Dolphins fan. Not one that was overly surprising. Again, the Titans are a great football team. Even without Derrick Henry, they've managed to not only hang in there, but they are currently the number 1 seed in the AFC after the Bengals defeated the Chiefs in a pretty exciting ending there. Kudos to them. There's not much else to say. The Dolphins defense hung around, kept the Dolphins in the game for a good portion of it, but eventually it just wasn't enough for the Dolphins to overcome because their offense was just completely anemic. Really disappointing to see the Dolphins just be stuffed drive after drive, not really get anything. Yeah, there were some penalties. Sure, that Devontae Parker no call where he ended up actually getting a penalty for arguing it. It sucks to have happen, but it is what it is. To be in that position, it's tough. So yeah, I guess let's get down to stats. Tua, he went 18 of 38. It's gonna hurt his completion percentage, which to this point was quite good, for 205 yards and an interception at the end of the game. Duke Johnson, he was leading the way with 49 yards on 7 carries in the rushing attack. Mike Gesicki had 4 for 51. Waddle had 3 for 47. Did not get the record in the 17 games. He's a couple short, or rather in the 16 games, he's a couple short. He'll probably get the record, barring any injuries, next week against New England. So I guess judge that record however you want, given this is the first time a rookie could challenge it with an extra game. Devontae Parker had 4 for 46. Smythe had 3 for 37. So not great. The biggest problems today, which, first and foremost, as almost always, the offensive line was quite bad. Bad blocking, just not really opening holes for the running game, not necessarily doing much to protect Tua. Tua had his own issues, muffing a snap, fumbling. Another one, he threw a couple passes that probably should have been intercepted, so he didn't have a good game at all. But yeah, it's tough to judge him. I've been saying it all season when the offensive line is so bad. So, it is what it is there. The defense just had no answer for Devonta Foreman. He was looking like Derrick Henry. I was worried. People had hinted that perhaps Derrick Henry was coming back. I don't know if that was just entirely unfounded speculation on Twitter or if there was anything potentially backing that up, but it ultimately didn't matter because Foreman looked like Derrick Henry out there, played every bit as well as he usually does, so good for the Titans there. Probably I'm sure Ryan Tannehill won't say this, he's a pretty classy dude, but probably very, very, vindicating for him, beating his former team in such a handily way, just really sticking it to them, leading his new team to the playoffs all 3 years that he's primarily been the starter there. So good for him. Like I said, no hard feelings toward the Titans organization as a whole. You know, they're a great team and one that I do think has a realistic shot to come out of the AFC. And then, hey, you make the Super Bowl, anything can happen at that point, right? Again, at the time of recording, Dolphins are not technically out of the playoffs, but they are, most likely going to be eliminated if the Chargers win today. So very disappointing to see. Very disappointing end to the season. In the next Miami Minute, I'll go more in depth into what this season has meant for Miami, where they need to improve, what they need to change going forward, going into this off season. I don't want to take too much time in this one to kind of take away from that one, considering it's pretty much over for the Dolphins right now. Disappointing end to their winning streak, but not an overly surprising one. I think many fans can agree that going into this game, they felt at least somewhat nervous that the Titans were going to at least beat them, if not beat them handily. And you know what? That's exactly what happened. So again, not much to report from a blowout. I really do appreciate you watching this, sticking with me all season. It's been really fun to do, and I guess it's good. We had a loss at the beginning, 7 straight losses, 7 straight wins, a loss at the end to finish off the first 16 games, bookend it, or rather win and loss mirroring each other with the win streaks in between. We'll see what happens next week. It would be nice, of course, to have a winning record, but it ultimately doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that they go into this offseason with clear targets in terms of free agency for offensive linemen. I mean, their offensive line is terrible. I would really appreciate it if they didn't try to address it through the draft, because it seems they may not be great at drafting linemen just based on the last couple of years. So we'll see what happens there. Again, thank you so much for coming on the ride with me in this Miami Minute. And we'll see you next week after the Dolphins and Patriots game. Might be a combined one. I will talk to Chad. We'll see. He, of course, is the host of our Patriots Extra Points. And it might be like last week's where we combined the Bayou Breakdown and the Miami Minute. We might do the, Miami Extra Points for New England. It doesn't quite combine that well, unfortunately, but we'll see what happens there. If you liked this, maybe check out the rest of our videos. We got new videos almost every single weekday. We cover the Saints, the Patriots, the Dolphins, of course, then the Bruins, Celtics, as well as the NBA and NHL and NFL entirely. We have a lot of fun here on this channel, so please subscribe. Stick with us. The main channel is, of course, Wicked Good Everything. Check that channel out if you like comedy, sketches, and video game videos. This channel is, of course, Wicked Good Sports. Our podcast channel is Better Radio. Check out that. You follow us on Twitter at Wicked Good Sport or at WG Everything. Instagram at Wicked Good Everything. Twitch at twitch.tv/Wicked Good Everything. And on TikTok, search Wicked Good Sports. Or, again, if you're into comedy, search Wicked Good Everything. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you in the next one.